Hello, 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 people. Welcome to Chat Her Up. Today we will be discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 2. It is called Martell All Interview.
Yeah, yeah.
I am here. I'm Joy.
Woo-hoo. Hey, Joy.
There, we have Montanique here.
Montique.
Why do I say Montanique?
I don't know.
Or a whole nother Montique. I knew it was Montique. Or a whole nother syllable. And Callie here in the center, and I'm on the end. I guess we can get started with the chapstick moment of the week. Callie, you want to do it, or you want me to do it?
Callie? Do we have photos? I guess I could go find it. But everything we say is allegedly our opinion.
You can do it, Joy.
Entertainment purposes only. We're just here to have fun. All right. And we're live. Well, Joy don't say we are live. Joy, remember I said we are live.
I did. I thought I did. I said hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to Chat Her Up.
Oh, I probably did. Yeah. Yes, well, we are live.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Joy, you want me to go find the photos while you talk about it? Yeah. We have a picture of what happened. Okay, let me go find it. Okay, go ahead. Oh, and I need to share it out. Go ahead.
Basically, what we're watching on television now in regards to this court case with Melanie and Martell, I believe it was the second or maybe it was the fifth. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago. A couple of days ago, within the last week or so, that case, I'm assuming, was tried and Martell was found guilty. He was there was supposed to be like a year sentence that they waived, but he has to be on probation and for a year. Martell has what do you call it? Appealed it.
Yeah,
but for the most part, he was found guilty, and he was found guilty not for the conspiracy, because I would have thought that would have been a worse crime. He was found guilty for the text message, and the text message was threatening. He didn't just send a picture, a screenshot of himself and Melanie in whatever they were doing. He threatened her with it. And the threat was to stop talking, or he was going to put it out there. So that's why sometimes it's kind of confusing when we're watching this and they're talking about the conspiracy part. The conspiracy part of this was allegedly Coleslaw and some other girl, and whoever this other girl is, I don't know her name, but she was actually on the show, which really makes this kind of crazy. There was a scene last season, I believe it was Nell's party. It was like a tea party.
No, it's a tea party. And Tisha invited her.
Yes. Yeah. Who invited her?
It was Melody's tea party.
And who Tisha invited her?
Okay.
Tisha.
So Tisha allegedly invited her, and this girl was supposed to be given this video, and I didn't even know this part. Allegedly, they were supposed to put it on Instagram and say it was some other dude.
Yeah.
Right. They wanted it to look like it was Melody giving head to somebody other than Martell while she was married. So they set it up to be put out there exactly like that. And he did it with the sole intention of making Melody look bad. So he's not the only one happened to always be in the hot seat for his actions.
But for the record, none of that was it, because that would be the worser of the crime. It doesn't look like any of that was explored criminally. So that's why I keep saying all of that is just rumors. That's why, Callie and I kind of had a backward and forward about that. I'm not saying, I don't know if it's true. I'm not saying that it's not. It doesn't seem plausible to me.
Well, it
because
didn't happen. It didn't happen.
So he
So.
didn't
not
do.
that,
I mean, I
that
don't
it
think.
didn't happen. If that was even a conspiracy, that would still be the worser of a crime. That
But I
No,
think didn't she
worse.
go live with the baby mama Arion? Is it her name?
yes.
Arion? She went
Mhm.
live and she said that she had it. And I think the
No,
girl
she
name was
said that
Nay.
she
And
saw
she
it.
said it to Straight No
She
Chaser.
said it was
Right.
like
Said
no
that
trace.
she
And she said, "Do
saw
you
it.
want me to send it to you?"
Yeah,
And
I
she,
remember
yeah,
her
Mhm.
she
saying
tried
that,
to
but she
share it
said,
with her.
yeah,
Right.
I
So
remember her saying that, but she said, I saw the tape. You want it? I'll send it to you. But she did not say that she had it. She did not, and I don't know if she shared it or not. I'm
But that
just
is saying she had it. If she
that
said, "You
well,
want
how
me
you
to
gonna
send it
considering
to
send
you?"
it if you
I
don't
can't
have
send
it?
what I don't have.
I mean, that may there are plenty of things I might have access to, but I don't have it.
Okay.
I mean, I
But
would have
the
to
fact
go get it.
that
Like there
she
are things that
watched
I
it,
don't
this
have,
is
but I
good.
might have
Why am I the
access
only one
to.
on camera?
It's
Okay.
the same
Anyway.
thing, though. It's the same thing. If you have access to it and can send it, then there's really no other explanation to it.
I mean, okay, I disagree,
Well,
but
I
okay.
don't know. I couldn't find the. I know it's in our thing, but why can't I find it? I wanted to put it up.
What's
Is
that?
anybody I don't his charges? I know. Didn't we share it? But we got too many groups.
Yeah,
I
we
can't remember.
share the charges were
Is it in which group?
it's a
Is it in our
domestic
group?
it's a domestic violence because
Harassing
yeah,
communications.
Oh, I
harassing
found it. I found it. Okay, hold on. I'm about to put it up. Let me share it
because
to.
I'm sure the judge took into account that this is a contentious divorcing couple.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, it's a lot of moving parts to this.
Yeah, it can be a lot of moving parts of this, but if you just take out all the other moving parts and just keep it Melody and Martell, Martell should have been convicted as he was for the threat that he made to Melody. So you can leave all the other moving parts out. He sent her a text message and a threat, and that's why he's been found guilty of these charges without any
Can
other
y'all
moving
see
parts
that?
being a part of it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who wants to read it? Callie, read it. You got the good voice. Go ahead.
Let's see. Holt convicted in municipal court of domestic violence, harassing communications. He has appealed the decision. So Huntsville, Alabama, love and marriage Huntsville star Martell Holt has filed an appeal to his conviction on a charge of domestic violence, harassing communications. He Hold on, it got small on me. He was convicted in Huntsville Municipal Court on May 2nd, 2024, and
Yeah.
given a 30-day suspension sentence with 12 months of monitored probation. He was also ordered to have no contact with the victim. He immediately filed an appeal and asked for a jury trial. He remains out on bond pending his appeal. Now,
Okay,
why
so
would
can
he
we
want a
break this
jury
down? Go ahead,
trial?
Callie. Go ahead. So, first of all, a jury trial, they're not going to give him that because the state of Alabama has to pay for that, unless he going to pay for it.
Well,
But
we're
why
not
would
going
he
to have
want
it.
that? Is that
Yeah.
what you asked, Callie? Because that was my question too.
Yeah, that's
and
what I asked.
and
I think he
then if
doesn't
he
understand what he doesn't understand a lot of this. That's
oh
why he's in trouble.
Okay, so this is where I come in on an even on an even maybe give some context to maybe what he's thinking. Taking into context that particular day and what was happening, if they were to put all of the messages that were put up and I was sitting on a jury, I would not find him guilty. He was wrong, hands down. But it's so much was happening that day. This was a plea begging her to stop.
but
Although he has
okay,
to
but
be
he's an
an adult
adult.
enough to walk away, I would all of that would be taken into account.
But okay, so I feel like this. You're in a back and forth keyboard warrior state on I'm gonna take this thing down on Instagram. And I say something to you and you threaten me with a video that's pornography, which was revenge porn. I don't care what was going on back and forth. That's crossing the line and that's criminal. So
Right.
I don't understand how he thinks a jury, even though they were arguing, because you can be in an argument, but if you stab me, you're going to jail because you went too far. So he went too far, and it's criminal. That what he did was a criminal act. So I don't see how a jury will say you're free. I think it's dumb on his part. That's just my opinion.
It is. That's why I really think he doesn't understand what he put himself in. He really doesn't. And that's why I don't know how anybody would be able to say that, Joy, that if I was sitting here just looking at the evidence, yes, he did it, but I would not have found him guilty. There doesn't have to be any other moving parts. What he did was illegal and he should have been found guilty.
Yeah, what he did was illegal because, I mean, once you do revenge porn, and that is because it's so prominent now and people are using, which, you know, girls do it, men do it too, share their bodies when their pictures and stuff with people, and then they try to use it to hurt them or to try to, like a conspiracy thing. Right. It's illegal as a revenge plot. So what he did was illegal, no jury. And then if they get a whole bunch of millimeters or women who have been hurt, or he ain't got a chance. I'm sorry. He just ain't got a chance, in my opinion. I would have rather been with a judge than a jury.
Right. And I get that. You know, we could take out even all the millimeters. We could take out everybody else. What he did alone would get him convicted. It simply would. Now, LaToya said it wasn't just that. He violated an already court order that was in place as well. What was that?
I don't know about another court order, but so okay, I want to pull that. I don't want to pull it back up, but there was another piece to it, and then we'll get into the show. But it was saying that he cannot be in her presence, right? Because she's the victim, which is Melody Holt. Well, Cherie, sorry. So if they're filming, they're just not going to film together. Like, what do y'all think that means for the show?
Well, Carlos King has already said that.
He did.
Not. Yeah, he already said they have not. They didn't want to film together. They were not filmed together at all season. So when it comes to the reunion, that could be the next time that they might possibly be together. I don't even see that as a problem because if push come to shove, he can be, you know, what do you do like they did on the COVID season with Nene and Kenya and all them? They were online. They did the reunion online. So not everybody, or even on Basketball Wives, when they had the one girl stay in the back room and dial in. You don't.
Was that OG?
Have to be in the same OG.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in the same space to do it.
I thought he wasn't coming. What you doing on here, Mr. Man? Is he here? So I don't know. I don't think that he'll be granted a jury trial unless he's going to pay for it. I do not think the state of Alabama will pay to have a jury come in and do a trial. I just don't. But I could be wrong. Is there anything else in this thing that we was going to read? Did we handle it all? Because I like to piece things out.
Because I was going to read this real quick. He won't win appeal as well because he already admitted on national TV he shouldn't have sent it and he was wrong. I agree.
So when did he admit that on the show? Or did he admit that to Tasha K? Okay.
He admitted that on the first episode. When he
so I didn't watch that one. Okay, good.
He was sitting there with his mom going back and forth, and he says all it was a text. And then at the end, he said, "Oh, but okay, so I did add a picture to it." Martell.
Oh, yeah, I need to go watch the first one. I just wanted to make sure I could watch this one because you know it was going live. Okay. Oh, yeah, he can't then. Why would he do that?
Because he doesn't think what he did was wrong. It's just a text message, just like his mother was talking. It's just a text message. How can people don't understand it? Just like when the cast was talking about what happened. Courtney, Mr. Teddy Bear himself, Courtney was like, yeah, but that ain't domestic violence. That's a text message. People don't understand it. So clearly Martell didn't understand it. He knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
But he didn't know.
And maybe they don't understand what all was part of it. Do they understand what he was trying to do?
Right.
But I think what Joy is saying, that even though we don't know about the part where he was really trying to make it seem like it was another person, only Melody said that, correct?
I'm not saying she's the only person that said that. I'm just saying that it doesn't appear to be a part of the case because it would be far more than just harassing. It would be way more than that. Like, I would imagine that. Plus that kind of stuff has a digital print. Like, you can pull people's phones. You can't delete away what you've done on your phone. So if this was recorded, unless it was done on a straight up video, and I tend to think it was a phone, since he screenshot something and sent it, then I would have. And I'm like, how long was this ago that you keep
right? Because how long they've been divorced?
Well, it was clear that they were messing around during their divorce. That was very
okay.
clear. Like the whole time when they was fighting in Vegas and all that, they had been messing around that whole time.
Shut up, girl.
There was an episode when they were in Vegas. Remember when she went in the room? He went in the room. He had actually creeped in her room apparently at night, and Melanie was acting all big bad. He had creeped in her room because he had been messing with her. Like they had been. She actually admitted.
Where did you hear this from, Joy? Do we need to put allegedly or is this
no?
fact?
He said he in an interview he was just like he said something about, and I want to say she did too. Throughout while they were divorcing, they were still having relations.
I don't think
we're gonna say allegedly.
I don't think she said that. Now I do. Hopefully I sound louder, Latoya. I took off the headset, but Joy, I remember that Las Vegas fight that you're bringing up, where he said she mentioned he had tried to mess with her the night before or something to that effect. I never heard her say they were still having relations.
I don't know if how exactly it was worded, but I
That's
know
what you got from
I know in the interview he all but said it, and I thought it was her that said something like, I'm trying to remember as closely as possible what was said. It was something like,
I don't remember none of this.
I ain't messing with you like we did during the divorce. It was like in the midst of
I don't remember none of this
argument. It was like something in the midst. Okay.
Does anybody on this StreamYard, because we got a few people watching, remember her saying
I thought it was her that made the comment, but I
don't know. Well, whenever they did the relations and she was doing the thing that he said she didn't do, or maybe she didn't do it well enough, he was trying to share it allegedly. But that wasn't part of it. It was just the fact that he threatened her with it. So I don't know. Anything else from this, y'all? Are we gonna ready to go to the show?
Yes. We've talked about it through the divorce. I thought
we have talked about him always trying to mess with her. Yes, there's never been any conversation I've ever heard on this season or any other where she said they were still having relations.
I have not heard that either.
Never. He been trying.
I haven't even heard him say that either, though.
I haven't heard him say it. I mean, he's been trying. They've joked about that, but I never heard either one of them.
And I'm just saying, like, it was following the divorce being filed. I'm not saying that it traveled for years and years and years, but something about that Vegas situation. And it could have been Martell ranting. I remember a conversation I don't know if it could have been with I don't know if it was with Heavenly, but somebody said something. And I was like, oh, they've been messing around. And it was around the time that Vegas trip had aired. And I remember thinking that's why he thought, why would you slide in her room? Y'all very contentious. And he kind of started the narrative. Melanie this was a long time ago, but I was saying this before he actually said this, because he just said this last season, that basically Melanie hates him only on the camera, that they cool off camera. Or I'm not going to say cool, but they're better off camera.
Well,
obviously not too much better, because it's that off camera that got him convicted of domestic violence.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about prior. I'm talking about
Gwen is saying that Martell was just trying to make it look like she was still with him, but when she left, she has always said, after I left,
I didn't say that they got back together. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it was insinuated that they were still having sex. Basically, that's the best way that I could say it. They were still having sex. It had nothing to do with get back together. I'm not saying that they were trying to rekindle, but anger is always wrapped up in passion. There's no way.
No.
Can't go the way that they've been going this long and it not be something there. So I don't doubt it, because when a woman is done, she really is done.
So it says whenever
Melanie
it
doesn't
happened.
feel done even to me right now. Martell certainly doesn't. But and I'm not saying that they're messing around now. I'm just saying they don't act like people who are done. Like I know what being done looks like. It don't look like this.
So Marsha has a good point. She said it's been a long enough time that he should have got rid of the video. So why is he still holding on to it? Why is he letting his girlfriend or whatever she is to him watch it? And would you watch it? Would you want to watch that?
No,
if you was
Ariane?
No.
Ariane seems kind of young to me. Like, I guess it's no different than watching porn. Why do you want to watch other people have
But
sex?
I wouldn't want to watch my man with somebody. I like porn. I think porn is fine.
Obviously didn't care.
Yeah, well, I mean, she know he was doing it with his wife, so maybe that didn't matter.
So that she was comfortable talking about having that porn sent to somebody else so they can upload it to a website. We know she didn't care, clearly, but he didn't either, and that's where the problem comes in at.
What? Do y'all remember when Mel was live when they had the fight and when Wanda tried to sneak her? Then she looked at the camera and said, "No, I have to get off the live because they said." Yeah, I remember that.
And she said, "What?"
Yeah, I remember that too.
I think we may have it somewhere in Chatter Up. We'll look for it. Tori was wondering if we had. You remember when she got into it with Wanda? And they, I know Callie posted it. Callie posted everything that's good. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's get to the show. I got a few notes, and then Joy normally is kind of watching it too in case I missed something in my notes, so we can cover some things. So I think I'm starting off at the beginning. But Carlos brings out Sunni and Moses, correct?
Correct.
To the thing. Do y'all think that he was being messy?
Heck yeah. Carlos don't know how to not be messy. Like, and it's like, it's not, at this point, it's not even attractive.
It's crazy.
It's not even attractive. Like, I watch stuff for, craps and giggles. I don't want to say the SHITs and giggles, but yeah.
Right.
But these are like real people. Like, I remember that sometimes. Like, I be like, that's so humiliating. And I'm like, this dude said, I synced her. I'm like, oh, Lord.
He did, right?
I'm like that.
Moses had an ankle bracelet, okay? We did not expect too much from him because he was allegedly having an ankle bracelet, and that's why he couldn't come to stuff. So,
is that why? Is that what it was?
That's what they were saying, allegedly. So, yeah. Was Sunni wrong for dating Moses? Did she have any loyalty to Destiny? So, do we want to say what she was to Destiny? Do you think people know? Does somebody want to bring up what she is or was to Destiny on the show?
I mean, she was her producer. They worked together. But what's kind of sad, I'm going to tell you, this is the part that kind of ticked me off. Sunni was making herself look worse and worse and worse because she's a producer. What's her name is basically the talent. You have an upper hand over the talent. Do you understand what I'm saying? And as the talent,
you do.
Sometimes we're talking to this person because they, in a way, kind of have some authority over you. And if you knew somebody, this is how I would roll. If I knew somebody as a couple, like flat out, they would be off limits to me. Like, it's one thing, like, even if it's a work relationship, like I've had work relationships with people and we talk about our families and then we actually meet them and maybe you go have dinner with them at the Christmas party or whatever party or the end of the year party, whatever. And you're sitting with, I just could not in good conscience be with somebody else's man that I knew his wife as a couple. It would be one thing if his wife is deceased. I feel that. And if for some reason I found myself liking somebody, first of all, I can't see me doing that, period. But let's just say it happens. Ain't no way I would wait till it's serious to call.
So you would have called the moment y'all exchanged numbers, because they did have a moment.
I wouldn't have exchanged numbers, but
you wouldn't have. Okay.
In the beginning, flat out. But it's just like that would have been a courtesy phone call, like early, like, girl, Moses tried to holler, and I don't know, how do you feel about it if I responded? I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't do that. Like, because it makes you as a woman kind of second guess. What did I tell her? Like, yeah, why when you ran into him, you were saying things like, because she never said that they were like literal. I think she did mention that, but it was something like, you're saying, I bet you we family, because every time I come from somebody in St. Louis, their family, or every time I see you with one of my family members, or like, I would have been wondering, was she flirting all that time? That's just weird to me.
But she said that when they started talking, that he was not solely dating Destiny, he was dating other people.
Which made her look like a side chick even more. And she's trying to make I mean, she's made herself look stupid.
That's why I said every time she talked, it made it look worse. Yeah. Like, that makes it worse. So you knew she was dating a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
But you still got with him? You actually marry him?
So people who are
literally.
So people who are watching, what do y'all think? So Tori thinks nothing's wrong. She's saying, for what, they are not friends, and she owes her nothing. He wasn't exclusive, and he said he dated many women. I mean,
did he tell her that, or was he telling Destiny that? Because that's a big difference. Because that's what men like to do when they downplay relationships. Because men do that all the time. Like, if y'all think about it, I watched a couple of months ago, we watched that sister in Georgia, who is the district attorney of Atlanta, almost literally described this exact same thing. When they said, when did the relationship end? She said, men and women is totally different. Men say things to us, and their behavior is totally different when they're away from you. That's not fair to Destiny. Like her or not, that ain't cool.
Well, I will say this. When Destiny first started talking to him, and I think she was trying to get back at her husband, but she kept saying he was a real man. She now know what a real man is like. She insinuated that he was like better in bed. Like, she talked him up like he was just so grand and so great. And so now for him to do her like this, I'm just thinking, Destiny, you got to watch what you say, because
you got to watch what
done happened. Yeah,
and he has to watch what he says as well. I mean, because what did she was talking him up like he was the best thing since sliced bread, and I lost my train of thought. And then Sunny was trying to downplay everything that was said, and then she agreed with everybody on the back end. Well, I get to do what I want to do. I don't decide who I love and blah blah blah. But I guess I did feel kind of bad because I did try to call her. I mean, your mind, which is it?
So, okay, what do you mean? So you mean stealing the ex-husband's money, which allegedly she but I think she got acquitted. Is that the word, or whatever? But if he was her man, then why was she doing that to her ex-husband? I mean, her ex-husband may have more money, so he had good credit.
Yeah, well, yeah, ex-husband too. Ex-husband that wasn't doing what he needed to do for the child. It sounds like, only based off, I guess he wouldn't help her get utilities on where his child was going to stay. So there could be plenty of reasons for that. I don't know.
I don't know. But another thing, it seemed like when Sunny was talking about Destiny, it seemed like she was angry. Like, she was getting, and I don't know if it was she getting angry and feeding off of, because some people are empathetic, and the crowd wasn't liking her, and maybe she was feeding off of their negativity, but she just was kind of downright negative.
Now, mind you, the audience don't like Destiny either.
Right.
What they don't like more is a woman, like, for real, let's keep it a buck. But they also, women generally don't like women that are so blasé about taking somebody's man, because that's what it looks like. We know she didn't. They weren't together when they got together. It looks messy. It looks very messy. And again, they say this isn't that girl's first time.
Right.
That
She's
this has
taken a
happened
friend's man
before.
before, they said. Absolutely.
Shut up, honey.
Yeah. So this isn't her first time. That makes it a part of her personality. Like, hide your clothes, hide your man.
And what did she say? Hire. I can't remember what Wanda said, but child, she messed up.
And Tisha was having none of her bull crap. Well, Tisha said, "You just
y'all want to go on and talk about that real quick." Well, so we can skip because we can skip on to that, and we'll talk about Keke then later. So Tisha and Kimmi. Well, Kimmi invited her.
Yes.
Honey.
Y'all don't want to do the Martell first?
That's what I was gonna do, but then Callie jumped. So y'all want to go in order?
We can go back. We can go back.
Okay, let's go back then. Okay. So well, y'all think so the house that they are, is that Martell's rent, like the house he's selling? Is that the one with him and Coleslaw?
I think he's selling this house because it's like the refrigerator. I noticed got plastic on it. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't even pushed all the way back. I think this was the house that he was building last year. That we were watching him and some other brother out there. I think that's this house. Did you notice that the garage sit up real high?
Yeah, it was a weird configuration. Is that
the whole concrete thing. I was like, do they not have basements there or something?
No, a lot of houses.
Yeah,
no,
I
don't
have a basement. Yeah, we don't really.
Yeah, a lot of houses in the South are slab houses.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I have a crawl space.
That's why that there was so much concrete and stuff.
I was wondering, is that a 4-car garage?
I don't know. It just looks weird.
Really long.
I would hope not, because the house didn't look big enough to have people who have 4 cars.
You want it for space. You don't necessarily have to have it. It could be, and it could be like if a person has a bike. I would love that for my garage. When I saw that, I was like, what a good idea. Because I'm wondering, is it space on top, like living quarters, maybe a den?
It could be.
Or a playroom or living room or something up there. I was just thinking like, because the garage looked really long. It did not look like a normal size garage. I know that I would love to have more space in my garage.
I would too.
And maybe he couldn't go wide.
So he went up.
To go up. It's possible. It did look different. But yeah, it didn't look bad.
So what do you think about the guys? They came in kind of hot to confront Martell and tell him to be the bigger person. But I feel like from Marcel's never the bigger person. So I don't know if I would even take that advice from him, but what do y'all think?
And Martell was not about to take advice from Marcel, was he?
Right. Like, you ain't never the bigger person. That wrong messenger to me. But did y'all think what they were saying was good advice? Or?
You know what?
Let me see how you talking.
The fact that
yes, because I've been waiting on.
Go ahead. You want to
go, Callie? Go, Callie. Go, Callie.
The only thing I thought about was the fact that oh shit, I just did. I swear to God.
I knew it.
Go ahead, Delicio. Go ahead, me.
No, it's just the fact that they had the audacity to be trying to give Martell the 3rd degree. It was just like, who are you?
Right.
Who are you and Marisol to be trying to give anybody advice on how to handle anything when it comes to a woman?
Okay,
please,
that's what I was thinking of. That's what I
was saying too. Go ahead, Callie.
Yeah, so my thought was, it's horrible. Normally, you might want to consider taking a little bit of advice from Maurice, but now he up here getting sued with the Oprah Winfrey Network. So I'm thinking, now that we all know this, something about this, I was almost glad that Martell didn't listen to either one of them. He should have, but considering what we now know about Maurice and the OWN network, that's all I was thinking. Okay, that's it.
I just feel like it's the wrong messenger. Like, we need to at least get somebody with some sense to come and try to talk some sense into him. And neither one of them have it. Because I mean, first of all, Maurice, you went on a little interview. You didn't even protect your wife, talking about she bears with it through the sex. So you can't say nothing I'm doing ain't right. Marcel, you done went to Africa without your whole wife.
Not
How you don't
nothing
say anything to me? Seriously. So I was
Right.
just like,
for real. It's
And so
like they are both
With
raging hypocrites, and then have the audacity to get up
yeah,
there on their sanctimonious high horse, honey, as if they are any better. When if anything, they just as bad, if not worse, than Martell.
they
Especially,
are. But if you think about
catch.
it, had he listened a little bit, maybe he wouldn't be in this predicament. Had he been hanging around them, in other words, they have all done wrong. They just went about the revenge portion in different ways. Maybe, I don't know.
Because
in
Marcel,
my
so
opinion,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say is in my opinion, while you may not like the messenger, the message was correct.
Yes.
Everything that they said was correct. I wish that, maybe they may not have been the best messenger, but I think all of us can always give good advice when we're outside of ourselves. Like
That's true.
that's life. Like
But
when
he has
you're in
never
your
listened to
feelings,
them, though, Joy.
huh?
He's never listened to them, though. Why did
I'm
they
not
think it would
arguing
be
that, but what they
okay?
said, everything that I'm not arguing with any of that. Everything that they said was correct. Martell is never gonna win when he tries to play dirty. She can go low, you can go a tad bit low, or even meet her where she is. You're always gonna be the bad guy. And literally, that was the gist of what they were saying. In other words, stop trying to go toe to toe with her. Like, leave her alone. Let her be wrong by herself. That is one of my favorite sayings to adults when they get into it with other people. Let that other person be wrong by themselves. You can stand on right. Don't be wrong with them. And
But he's
that's where he
already been
needs to
so
be.
wrong on so many things. Why would he stop now?
I'm not arguing that
but
off.
I also think Melanie needs to have a seat too, because she is
Yeah.
just as wrong in this situation as Martell.
What is Melody wrong about? What did I miss?
Girl, she got to protect
I
her kids.
mean,
Go ahead.
did she not
As
get
much
the
as you
man
like to
arrested
protect
over a
Martell, the
text message?
unprotectable, I can protect
No,
a
he
little
got
bit.
convicted. He got found guilty. So
Thank
what
you.
he did was illegal because a judge would. First of all, I don't think he would have been arrested if she didn't have a case. It wasn't just a text message; it was revenge porn, and so that's illegal. If it was, I feel like this. I feel like people who feel like it's nothing, you need to act like if it was somebody in your family. Act like if it was your
Yes.
mother, your sister, don't put Melody in it. Put another woman in it. And her boyfriend or husband did this to her.
The part that I'm always trying to get an even hand on is that we know that what you're saying is correct, but she was very antagonizing that day. I can't when the day that it happened,
But why was she antagonizing, Joy?
Thank you.
What did he do?
I can't.
You gotta remember because he recorded her child.
You can't specifically remember.
I remember he recorded their daughter saying some things, and that's when she got upset. It wasn't like he was innocent in this. He was recording the children trying to play them against her.
I'm hitting y'all guys. I love you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That's when it all happened. It was something that
I know she went to the internet
after he did that
on Instagram.
But he did it on the internet too. He did it first.
I don't. All I know is that particular day. That was that day that I was sending you all a million screenshots, and I was just like, "This is too far." Like, I wish that they both would just stop. Like, this went on for hours on Instagram.
And you wish they both would stop?
Yes, I said that.
Yeah, I wish
but
they
you
would
only
stop.
remember, you only remember what
I actually don't remember
did.
what any of them said. I've been very clear on that because I can't even remember what started. All I know is that it was so bad.
No, Joy, you've got to know, because you said that the reason that he did it was because of their
He just wanted her to stop. That's the only part I remember.
You can't tell somebody to stop when you start something.
I don't know that that's to be true, but okay.
It is to be true. I promise you that's what happened.
I'm just
on that same day. That's how I'm like, Okay.
It was a
yes, he
particular.
did it.
This
He
happened
recorded
the
their
day that
child.
the day that he sent this screenshot. I can't remember what kicked it off. All I know
I just
is
told you.
Melanie had posted a couple of things on Instagram and they popped up on my line. I do remember that. And then he started going up and it kept popping up. And this went on for a couple of hours. This wasn't no 10-minute thing because I was like, how long is this gonna go on? I just don't
Yeah.
remember the details because this was literally in August of 2022.
I know we need to go back because I'm sure we posted all of it. Or it's in
I
our
sure
think
we
chat.
I
did.
don't think we posted it, but I know in the groups I
It's
did.
probably in our chat. It's
I know
probably,
it's in our chat.
yeah, we could probably go back. He
I
did.
know it's
Mel was
there.
minding her business and they came messing around with her, Joy. I know Mel isn't innocent, but he started this one.
Big
He
time.
did. But and I feel like when you want somebody to stop, you stop. Like you're gonna argue with your damn self. If he really wanted her to stop, he could have stopped. He did not have to say, here, I'm gonna threaten you with this. You keep on going, then I'm gonna do this. And he said that in the text.
And
If
he
you keep
said that
on, I'm
several
gonna do
times
this.
on his interviews and stuff too. He know that's why he did it. He was tired of her doing whatever he thought to do. He still doesn't feel like he was wrong. He didn't feel like he was wrong when he talked to Tasha K just in January, the day after he got out of jail. He does not feel like what he did was wrong at all. So he was not going to stop. And now this is where we're at.
I really hate it because they have kids and you do need to be
That
able
part.
to co-parent or parallel parent or some type of parenting. And they do need to stop whatever this is going on. But I think they can't even have contact for 12 months. So I don't even know how the exchanging of the kids will go now. Like, how do
That's going
you?
to affect his custody. He's going to, the psychological exam or whatever he had to go and do, all of that is now, is going to be even heavier on him now that he's been found guilty of this. He has put himself at worse risk than had he just not done any of this. Thinking the way to stop some kind of situation is to put a threat of revenge porn out on the mother of your 4 children. You think that's the best way? And now you're trying to double down on it on these interviews with Tasha K and you double down on it with Marsau and Maurice when they were trying to talk to you about it. Then there's nothing that would have turned you around.
I agree. What do y'all think about what Marceau said about to the Melody fans and buying her T-shirts and they not paying their bills? They keep making her a billionaire while they can't survive. Yeah. What do y'all think about that comment?
I don't think, you know what, Marceau, I'm not sure how to take him because, there are some people, just like Maurice said about Donald Trump, that's going to do whatever you say, period. But then that's not everybody. There are some people out there that support Melody that actually have some common sense. Whether they buy a T-shirt or not, they know what's right and what's wrong, So I guess I didn't really think anything about what he said. He has his opinion and he wants to prove to himself that, we don't care how many T-shirts you buy. I still think this or that. That's just Marceau to me.
Yeah,
we're not going to buy his T-shirts either.
But I don't own a T-shirt. But I don't think that's where she makes her money either. I think she makes with her skincare. But it's like he tries to minimize what she's doing.
And that's why I think people don't always take him too seriously. Because he is obviously trying to minimize her success. While he wants Tisha on the back end doing the same thing. I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't think they have fans and maybe they're jealous because people don't. I don't know. Maybe they do.
I don't think that it's jealousy. I just don't. I think there is an element of what they call the millimeters that love and support
really
Melody. Those are like
biggest.
normal people, and that's fine. Everybody has their favorites, and then there is a fraction of the so-called millimeters that are very toxic. And I think that those are I'm talking about toxic, like when what's her name? Not Sunny.
Stormy.
Stormy was saying that they were some millimeters were or Melanie fans were calling around to get her products removed off shelves. To me, that's toxic. Showing up at her job to film or calling the police on them and doing stuff, the health department on them. To me, that's just toxic. That's just toxic. Like that's just taking things too far. I'm not talking about support. You can support and buy whatever you want. That's if you got it, girl, spend it on. Because I buy what I like.
Me too.
So I don't think that that's the issue. I think if you believe the things that Marcel and Tisha was talking about recently, they said they've actually come to their home and knocked on their door. That's taking things too far.
What they want to come to their house for? What was they gonna do?
I don't know. Cussing them out. People calling the calling the department on them, calling somebody on them. It was some kind of event or something they were supposed
that gambling event.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's taking things too far. Support whoever you want. You have every right to do that. But why is it that if you feel like the person that doesn't like or is not getting along currently with the person that you like, that they have to be destroyed? That's not cool to me.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no proof that happened. I agree with that. No, but are they like that on other reality TV shows? Say people who don't like Kenya, but like
no. And a lot of it has to be because, and I've said this before. That's why I've stepped away from some groups. The talent is too close to the fans.
Yeah.
It's too close. Like this, it's almost like they feel like they are having an intimate relationship with her. And I'm not talking about sexual. I mean an intimate, like this my girl. This my buddy. This my friend. My real life friend. I gotta protect her at all costs. To me, that goes too far. Like it goes too far.
Well, they don't know if it's a millimeter. They're just assuming. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea.
Somebody said.
I mean, I don't know if there has to be proof. This isn't me talking. Marceau, and Tisha talked about this just in the last week.
Yeah.
I mean, what were they supposed to do?
But do they know who it was? Do they know that this person was coming to hurt them or say something mean to them? What happened? It could have been.
They didn't go into any details. I thought I screenshotted and put that. I did.
No,
yes, I did.
They don't.
So the person came and tried to attack them. They didn't know.
They did not know.
They have no idea. They could have been somebody who just recognized their house from the show because it's on that busy ass street. And they was like, we're going to see if they home. They don't know. They're just assuming that it was me. Because they didn't even come to the door. I don't think.
Yeah, they did.
I don't remember her saying they came to the door. I think we had that recorded too. But I don't remember her saying they came to the door. She went live. I remember her talking about it.
Screenshot.
Go find it. Find it for us. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah. But here's something else that I'm going to compare. Here's something else I'm going to compare. Maybe I shouldn't compare, but maybe that's going to be the only way some people understand. Anything that happens bad to Marcel or Tisha or whoever, or going over to Canvas Beauty, you can say all day that these are millimeters that did that. You can say it all day. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But when you don't have the proof, all you're doing is talking. Just think about how many times during the whole George Floyd situation and different looting things throughout the years where they kept saying the Black people always went out there and did all that looting. And then when they took the cameras around, it wasn't the Black people at all. It was some white people that was over there.
It wasn't the Black Lives Matter people.
Right. They knew that it would be accused of Black people tearing up Black situations. And that's what some of the white people wanted at the time. So just because you think it's a millimeter, don't mean it is. But we want you to think that, so you go have at it. We can't always say that, and they've not had any proof of that.
I don't know. It could just be people who don't like them on as the characters on the show,
right?
Because of some of the things they've done, but they're going to just assume that it's a millimeter because that makes it,
easy.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody's on here with the dates, Joy. So Maria Bates says Mel did a video explaining the video was made during their marriage. During the Vegas trip, Martell said he came in the room to apologize. Mel shut him down on the trip. She said there's proof of millimeters threatening bloggers. So how do you? What makes a person a millimeter?
What kind of proof?
What is the proof?
I would just assume. First of all, a millimeter ain't really a thing. You're self-proclaimed.
How do you make somebody?
It's self-proclaimed. You're just a fan of Mel. You're one of her fans, which is fine. I mean, they all have little fan. All of them have fan groups.
They think.
But it just, which is fine. I think you should absolutely be able to support who you like. I just don't like the element of, well, we got to ruin everybody who they don't like.
But I don't know. I think those are fanatics. Those are not just normal fans. Those are probably not just normal millimeters. Those are people who are extremists. Because you can be a religious person, but you can be an extremist. You know what I mean? So they just go to the extreme. So I think to clump all the people who like Mel into this characterization of this is how they act is unfair.
Right.
I mean, it could be a few that's just extreme. All right. So let's move on because we done been on that too long. What do you think, Marcel? Okay, does Martell listen to it? Okay, we're not gonna say that. Stormy and Keke. Let's go to that. Stormy goes to see Keke and they talk about the cheating with Tish and they talk about the blogs. And Keke sharing things. What do y'all think about this interaction between them?
She got fired on national TV.
No, but not by Stormy, but she got fired by me. I'm talking about Stormy and her. Because Stormy act like she was like, I don't believe nothing you say.
She's so codependent. She just codependent, like, because I'm like, this girl look you in your face and lied. I don't even know why it's a discussion. Like, and she's like a psychopath because she's trying to justify, and Stormy is giving you an out. She giving you,
she trying to help us so bad.
It down for you. She smoothed it out. All you had to do is just sit on it. And she couldn't take it because she's so stubborn, which makes me think that everything Tisha said about her is 100% the truth.
Tisha said she was still on drugs. It makes you think that because she's stubborn?
I don't think that's true. Now, I do think.
I mean, is that what you mean, Joy?
I mean,
I hope not.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Do I think she is on drugs now? She might not be, but when they filmed that first part, when she threw that water, she acted like she was. She didn't act like nobody.
She acted like she was on drugs when she did the baptism. That was acting like you're on drugs.
It wasn't just that, and you know it.
What did she do, Joy?
It was just that.
Her behavior didn't feel like somebody that's in recovery.
It wasn't just that, and I know it. What? I mean, when she threw water on her after saying hello to Tisha and Tisha ignoring her. What else did I miss?
It wasn't just that. It's, I don't know. I've been around addicts. I've been around addicts. Unfortunately, I have been around addicts my whole life. My parents ran a drug rehab center. I've worked there summers. I've worked there my entire youth. I did Alateen meetings almost my entire life. Mm-hmm. Most times when people are in recovery, especially new recovery, and we know that her recovery was kind of new because she was taking methadone, you normally, her behavior just didn't, when I was watching, did not look like somebody that was clean. I kept saying that she was fidgety. It was nothing about her behavior.
She was fidgety? Are we talking about the same?
He said it was about the methadone. She was sweaty.
Well, no. Are we talking about this one scene?
I mean,
that one scene, or
I'm not
the whole season?
I'm talking about the whole season.
Oh, the whole season. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm just gonna pray the girl ain't on drugs. I don't know.
And I know I'm not the only person, which is why, because she was constantly explaining herself. Even when even when the show was airing, going so far as to go to and it was a kind of even doubt around the drug test that she took. She claimed she's taking methadone. Yes, they tested for methadone, and there was no methadone in there.
So that would have been Melody. Everybody was lying about that.
I didn't say Melanie was lying. Because Melanie, I just
She was
don't
a
know if
part
that
of
was
it.
her urine.
She was a part of it.
I don't know if Melanie.
But they say the producers went in there and watched her pee, and it was her pee.
I heard
they said that at the reunion. So I don't know what else they can do to prove. That's why I said even if she would have went to her doctor, people who want to think that she is still on drugs will think that no matter what evidence she gives.
I'm not saying
exactly.
I'm not saying she is today. I don't know.
You're saying on that day though that you didn't believe that tweet.
I'm talking about last season when they were filming. Her behavior didn't appear to be one of somebody that was clean. And add in the fact that she stole some stuff out of Home Depot. Like,
yeah,
she didn't steal anything out of Home Depot. What did they show you that she stole? She didn't get charged with stealing.
She's never been charged with stealing ever.
In fact, she's suing Home Depot for that. So go on with that. Let me hear your story on that one, Joy.
Destiny was charged.
She was on Crime Stoppers.
Doing what?
If you know this woman, do you know this woman?
What was she doing on Crime Stoppers?
You could be on Crime Stoppers, Joy. You could be actually on Crime Stoppers.
What was she? What was she showing you?
But but what makes it relevant is when you go to court and they find you guilty. And to this day, Destiny was
that has not happened.
She had to turn herself in. Keke has not had to turn herself in yet. Destiny's case
is suing Home Depot.
So no, anybody can be on Crime Stoppers.
Was it her?
On there.
Was it her?
And that's what I'm saying. It could have been her, but that don't mean she committed a crime. Just because you go get charged with something don't mean you're guilty.
I didn't say that she was guilty. I'm just saying all of that you add in. That don't mean none of that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, like I said, Destiny was on Crime Stoppers, and what did Destiny have to do? Turn herself in. Why? Because they had evidence against her that allowed her to be charged. They do not have that against Keke. She has not had to be. Now, when she gets charged, we can say this, that we know for sure. But we cannot say that we know.
And we 2 years, what we in? 2 years in now?
Yeah. And I ain't trying to take up for Keke, but that right there, okay.
Exactly.
So Keke said she felt slighted in Houston by Melody, and that's why she called her mom, and she wanted to vent to her mom, and then her mom went to the blogs and was saying all these things, and it wasn't just negative stuff about Melody; it was about everybody. But the bloggers said what Melody did, quote unquote, to her. Do y'all feel like Keke should not? What do y'all think about that? I don't want to phrase it in a way that makes
what? So what did I miss? Why did she feel slighted? What happened?
So it was at the counseling session, which Mel didn't set up. Nell did.
Yeah.
Nobody, even Nell, didn't know what questions the counselor was going to ask. I don't think. I don't know.
And that's my whole thing. So I don't get that part. I don't understand what she was upset with Melody about. I couldn't even say anything from that. I had to sit and listen to what she was talking about because I have no idea what she was saying that she felt slighted by Melody for. Do you know, Joy? Aside from her being slighted or what?
It's one or two options. It's either Keke feels like Mel lied about whether or not she could come or not, because that's what I think is sitting around, whether or not she could come. So technically, if you watch the show, Mel, there was a scene that was shot, and there was Melanie saying, "I don't know if you should go. You need to check and see." There is, I don't know if it's word or an assumption that off camera, that's not what was told to her, that she was told to go down there. Now,
No,
whether
that's
or
not
not
what happened. And we know what happened.
I didn't
She
listen. I
okay,
said
go ahead.
off camera. I'm
But
just
we
telling you. You
okay.
asked me a direct question. I'm only answering it. She either
Okay.
feels like that's what happened, or she feels like Mel threw her under the bus and didn't have her back. Like, well, I
100%.
thought if she's a part of the cast, she's a part of the cast. Like any way it goes, she could feel slighted that way. I'm not taking up for her. I'm just showing what possibly her feelings are, because I don't even know what they are. You said you didn't know what why she could possibly be upset with Mel. It was about her invitation to Texas. That's literally what it was about. And then when she gets there, she was told to be out the house. I ain't taking up for her, because
But no, I think
all her
it was
behavior.
Nell's fault though. That it was Nell's fault. It wasn't because Nell did not talk to Tish. So Melody said, call Nell, see what she says. She called her. Nell told her to come, right? But who didn't communicate to Tish that Keke was coming? Nell.
Now,
Why are you slighted by other people when nobody knew you were coming? Like, I still don't get it. Now I can understand maybe in her head she thought she was supposed to be there, and Nell said she could be there, but you can't be mad at anybody because the reception that you got wasn't what you wanted. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she wants to blame everybody but herself. And this thing, I will say Keke should have just gone home. Like, do you think that cast members should talk to bloggers? What y'all think?
No. It messes up the show. Completely messes up the show. Look, we vloggers, our doggone self. Like,
Right.
we should not be getting this much information. It messes up the show. As a matter of fact, the bloggers are now literally dictating all the shows, all the
Yep.
housewives. We could literally, this is so dangerous. We're not that popular, but
Right.
a popular blogger could literally decide to just fabricate a story and say, I want to know if this will make it on the show. Like literally do this. And just to see if it makes, they are creating storylines. The bloggers are. It's not even the people. The people that are on the show are responding to the bloggers. And all I keep saying, I was telling Demisio, we were talking about New Jersey, because this exact same thing is happening with Housewives of New Jersey. That the reason why Salt Lake has such a great season is because for whatever reason, none of the stuff at the end leaked. Nothing. So people were watching it, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're kidding!" It was talked about so much. A person like me who don't never watch Salt Lake actually watched the last 4 episodes because I really wanted to see how this played out. We don't have that element of surprise anymore.
I was just saying this today, and he didn't agree with me yesterday. I was saying
he wants, because some people want to know some of the. It's just like on New Jersey, we know all the beefs. We know all. We're just watching it. We're just watching it play out. But we know too much because these reality people get with these bloggers, trying to create a narrative, wanting nice press, because that's what it is. It ain't no press no more. It's just what we putting on the internet. That's the press.
And they want the bloggers on their side.
And
so like Monique started this. I don't care what nobody say. Monique started this and it has not stopped.
I was about to say the
like
same
even
thing.
with Potomac, we know what's happening on Potomac. And I'm like, that's why people are bored with these shows. It's because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it. And then by the time you watch it, you like, I'm bored. Because you already know.
And it'll never play out the way the little clips, not clips, the previews, saying they'll never. That's what I'm just saying. It takes the element of surprise is completely gone. And until these producers and people get a hold of this, reality TV is going to fail because of it. That's why the numbers are getting so bad, because people aren't respecting keeping things under wraps. And it's just like Marcel said, they sitting up here tripping off now. All of a sudden, Keke leaking. It wasn't that he was taking up for Keke Trust, but he did have a valid point. They've been leaking stuff about them for years. Somebody has, and it ain't been him.
Say that on a clip. What I think was this the first episode where he said that Martell and Melody started? Was this on Instagram? It was something.
No, they sit the first. Yeah, it was Instagram. They hit the first match. Yeah, I just saw it.
He said something like that. Okay. Yeah. So that's what he was
because they've been doing this for years. It messes up the show. We know every detail. When Melanie and Martell was in court, we were knowing what was happening at the end of that day. At the end of court, that these bloggers are too close to the talent, and it's screwing up reality TV.
So do you think that Keke's mom called, or do you think Keke called?
Girl, you know doggone well Keke called.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure because I think she
had a relationship with this dude. She borrowed money from him. Did y'all see that? She asked $300, $350 from him. You got a whole husband at home, and you asking a blogger for some money. And then she kept lying and saying he ain't getting no money. That was the fee. Yeah. Well, he had to expose her. Keke lied so much. You should call her Lara or something, because she lies like crazy.
Well, Keke, it's a lot of stuff going on with all the bloggers. I will say that.
Hold on.
So much so that the bloggers are now even being sued. Because the one that gave Keke that $350,
he's been sued
big time for millions.
A lot of money. Is it like some millions?
Like $10 million.
$10 million. I don't know. I don't keep up with
allegedly, he's being sued too. Allegedly, he had somebody else on a show with him. They were talking about a show together, and he gave out too much of the wrong information he wasn't supposed to give out. And that person that he invited on is suing him. There's
Here's an example of too much power. That one blogger, he controlled the whole narrative last year. He is the one that had a friend who he heard there is a back room in the Black. And first it was Marceau had a threesome. And then it switched to, which I thought was absurd. It switched to he wasn't in the threesome, but he watched two women. He was watching, because I do think it's absurd. Ain't no way you gonna convince me two women wanted him sexually at the same time.
Amen. He also was the one that talked about what happened in Houston before.
Yes. Yeah, we knew about Houston. We just didn't know how it was gonna play out. Yeah. That's what I was saying. You can't control the entire. That's dangerous. Like, something dangerous could happen. What if you get a for real psychopath, not somebody that just want their name out there? That dude may not be a psychopath, but maybe he just want his. Everybody want to be popular at some point in their life. Maybe he saw this as his opportunity, so he's an opportunist. But I'm talking about, there could be a real psychopath out there. This could have a real consequence
for recording their conversations, though.
Yes, he was. Yeah, but he knew what he was doing. That was his intention. He is trying to become more famous than what he is.
And he knew he couldn't trust Keke. He was getting what he was going to get from her.
And he was trying to get more from Melody. He was trying to get stuff from everybody. And so, we see where that's going to.
Because you remember the fallout, all of this kind of fell apart because allegedly he was going too far with Melanie. At first, she was entertaining him, but I don't know if he was trying to push for something more.
Yes.
She was just like, chill. And then it got crazy because they found out where he worked, trying to get, that's another example. She talked about him, and her fans or fanatics or stains or whatever went after that man at his job.
It was her fans. It couldn't have just been somebody that didn't like him.
I mean, it could have been Keke's people, honey,
or anything. So my point being, you can't just say it was her fans. It could have been Keke's people too.
It was from her situation. It was from her complaining about him.
It could have been from Keke.
There's a series of events that happened.
It's been a series of events that have happened with everybody.
He
That's
was
why we're
probably
talking about
irritating
him.
her. She got ticked off at some point. Probably heard something about this with this leaking with Keke, and Mel went online and talked to her fans. And the fans then turned and literally, like within days, tried to get that boy fired. Like they did the same thing with the Robin situation. I mean, not with Robin, with the situation that happened with Chris Bassett. Like, it's crazy. These fans are
They crazy.
nuts.
If it's the fans,
It's just but okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Keke said Stormy said that Keke is one of the most smartest people on the show.
She
And
said
Keke said the smartest.
She said, well, Stormy said one among some of the smartest, and Keke said,
and then
do you believe
said,
she is the? How are you the smartest girl making these bad decisions?
Some stupid thing, and then you lie. You're not even a good liar.
So Keke, and
we're talking
I
about Keke now or Martell?
Yeah, Keke not even a good.
Martell's a good liar too, and it's funny
Martell
because
is not a good liar.
Sunny
and Martell both broke some codes in there, but people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Stormy said that Keke gave them, and I'm thinking she's talking about Tish and Marceau, but it could be other people, the ammunition to say, "See, I told you so." I told you what was. She did.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
I don't understand. I liked Keke. I don't understand.
Quickly.
I don't understand why she did the things that she did.
Because she wanted to be famous so bad. Keke, it was very clear, at least to me, and I would assume everybody else. Yeah. How could you be so desperate for fame that you would do it, Melissa Gorga, at the expense of your family?
Like, she was already famous. She was already supposed to be on the show, so I don't know that that's true.
I don't know what you mean. Supposed to be and being on it is two different things. Tisha was on it. She's
been on it over the years, so we already know who she was. She wasn't going to be any more famous then than she is now.
And she wasn't getting paid. She was a guest. She was actually getting paid last season.
Yeah, but we also know how much they get paid. So come on, I think we all make more than that.
But I'm saying.
So if we're trying to really be relevant about things, I mean, it's like she's not really any bigger now than she was 2 seasons ago. It's still the same Keke we've been hearing about for a while.
No, I didn't know her name. Somebody when they said her cousin was coming on, they were like, she was in a couple of episodes. Remember when you had to be reminded? No, I didn't know who she was. Okay, well, not that I'm just one person, but she didn't stand out to me. Somebody had to jog my memory about who she was. Now, that particular scene I do remember, so yeah, it kind of stood out. So now I knew who she was, but I don't think she wasn't famous at all.
She's just as famous then as she is now, which isn't that much. So I don't know what. Anyway, so I don't know what the comment was. She just so desperate to be famous, really?
And all
she might have been more desperate for $350 to do whatever she needed to do with that, but it didn't. Fame ain't it.
When I was watching the thing, I was thinking about Martell, where Martell said a couple of seasons ago that Melanie has friends, and once she's finished using you, she throws. I was thinking about that the whole time, and as I was talking, I was like, Melanie, Melanie said everything.
Right, Tori, I agree.
What did Shani tell old girl when she let her go? Thank you for your services. She always said to Keke, thank you for your service.
Oh, she fired, but she got fired. But I mean, it was a good reason though.
Yeah.
It wasn't just what Keke did to Melody, but it's what she did to the show. This show is how they all get paid. All of them. And when you leak things, you messing with their check. She said, I got 4 kids to take up. You're messing with my check. You cannot do these things. And she did them. And instead of her just saying, I messed up, even Stormy, like you said, tried to give her the out. Like, just admit it.
Begged her. Girl,
just tell the truth. At least you can say, I messed up. I won't do it again. Show your humility. Be humble. Right. Be like, dang, I had a blonde moment. Whatever you want to say. I believed in a blogger. I felt like he was my friend. I fell into the trap because it's a trap.
Mhm.
What she say? Background is a trap. Okay, that's some Dream Girls, but it's a trap. So I don't know, Keke. I don't know.
Yeah, her lack of
I'm
humility,
so
her
disappointed.
inability to just be able to admit that she was wrong was crazy to me. It was insane to me, actually. Like those kind of people, in my opinion, are dangerous. People could look you in your face and lie. Something else I noticed. I noticed that they made sure that they got Keke in one episode, so they only have to pay her
Yep,
for
they got
one
her one
episode.
time. Okay,
Because
y'all want to go to let's go in order. Then we're gonna get to Keke and Mel because I have some things to say
and
about
my
them.
last thing, Mel
Okay.
leaks more stuff than anybody.
Mel
Like,
leaks more stuff. Is that
I
what you
think
said?
she leaks more stuff than anybody because we
What?
know all they business.
That's gonna happen on the show.
Well, Mel does it in a way. I don't know if she leaks what's actually already filmed, but in real time, she's telling everything that's going on. And most of the time, it plays out on the show. That's the reason why. Remember, I would say my favorite line would be in real time. This was going on because all of the information gets leaked. Now, right now, they're airing, they're not filming. Everything if it was happening right now, we would know about it. We knew the very day that Martell, that's different about on the rest. That's something that's kind of public. But we knew it, we know too much.
What did
Yeah,
she
but
leak? Like, give me an
she
example.
hasn't leaked anything. I don't think most of the stuff we do know is because Martell and his little side chick can't keep their mouth shut. I don't know how you taking all that, putting it on Melody. Let's just be
I
honest
don't think
about it.
anybody else has leaked. What I mean, like, what did she leak?
Nothing.
She's constantly, I don't, maybe leak isn't the right word, but on a regular basis, if something happened with her and Martell tomorrow, she would be on Instagram
But that's not
that
on
night.
the show. That's her life. She's just telling you what happened on her life.
I get that, but it eventually plays out on the show. That's why we're constantly saying.
Oh,
That's
come
why
on,
we're
Joy.
constantly saying in real time.
But you're the
Remember,
only one that
this
says
was
in real
happening
time. It's not a
because
leak.
you have to bring.
That's
you have to bring. I mean,
well, then Ariana leaks stuff too. Then Martell leaks stuff too when they show what they're doing. That's just them showing their real lives.
ain't never been on the show, so that's definitely not true.
But she leaked that.
Oh my God.
So how do you know that she was somewhere and they was eating corn on the cob and they was on the show? Like, it still plays out on the show. She may
that
not be
didn't
on
play
the
out
show.
though. That played in that played when the show aired. We knew because that's how no. That particular day, because it was homecoming and she was walking around eating that corn. She mentioned that while the show was airing that night.
So you're saying that the show is not airing and they're leaking things. I need an example because I can't think of one thing. And Tori said that's right. So
she can't think of one either.
I could think of many, but you could say
tell me one. I just need
one.
one.
Say that it's her life. Well, this is happening in her real life because it's off. Like I said, leaking may not be the correct word, but that's how I feel. If something happened with her and Martell today, we would know about it tomorrow. Even the stuff like with the blogger and all of that kind of stuff, we knew about that in real time because she was talking about it. Now it's not going to play out on the show because they just fired Keke, but when the situation happened with the blogger, when she got into it with the blogger for whatever reason, she went on live when the situation
that had already happened. Houston had already happened when she went live about the blogger. The show was over. Everybody knew Keke did.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
no,
was.
It wasn't. We were waiting to see how it was going to play out.
After that,
that's not true.
After she released the song,
that's actually not true.
First of all, Joy, you're wrong about
it.
You didn't even watch it because it wasn't even about anything with Keke, what she was mad at him about. It was about she had posted something with the song and he was trying to say that she was trying to buy fans. It had nothing to do with the show. And she was like, I wasn't trying to buy anybody. I was blessing someone who needed money. So you need to know the facts. That's what that was about with him. It had nothing to even do with Keke or the show. It was about her song.
I'm not arguing that, but
you
just said it was something about the show. That was your exact words.
What I meant was the guy, for whatever reason, he and Melanie fell out. Melanie went live that day and was fussing about him. And
That's not the truth.
the reaction from the fans was to call
That is
him.
not what happened. It was not about the show. They had fell out long time before that. What happened was it was a song. She was paying people, if you do something and you do a dance, I'm gonna give you so much money. So
Right.
somebody won, and then he made a post like, see, she's trying to buy her fans, and she was like, no, I'm not. And that's why she got mad at him. It had nothing to do with the show at all. She didn't even really know about any of this stuff. That's why she said, Keke, why didn't you tell me? I could have got in front of it. This all happened after the show aired. So no,
that was after, but it was while the show was airing.
No, it wasn't. When she went off on him, it had nothing.
The reason that I know is because we were watching Keke and that guy do those interviews, and we were trying to figure out what we were going to see. In
that was about that wasn't even about Melody. They was doing the interviews about the threesome stuff. That was about the threesome stuff. It had nothing to do with Melody.
Yes, that's very true.
Threesome stuff.
Oh,
nothing
God.
About Melody at all.
Okay.
All right. I'm just telling you the truth.
I got you.
Yeah, and so I mean, I can go back and find the live because you didn't watch it, because you even told me you didn't, where she even admitted it was not about Keke. It was about him trying to say something when she gave somebody some money. I can go find it, and you can, if you want to watch it, you can watch it. But that's what happened.
Sure.
Now I'm not saying she don't leak, but I can't think of
anything.
Sure is a mess. Because I mean, like, if that's the case, then Tisha went before they did her child's hair care thing. She put it out. She put it on her Instagram. That was on the show. Like, what they still show things that are happening, but that's not us having a full story and leaking things and saying my mama got mad and Stormy did this and then. That's, to me, telling everything that happens. Now, if you show a little clip or give a little tease, everybody gives a little tease. They do interviews to give teases. If we was popular, they would come to us. They do DJ, they do other people. So I don't think that's leaking, in my opinion. I mean, maybe that's not anyway. So Kimmi said to some, let's go to Tisha and Kimmi. Kimmi invites Sunni to wherever they was going. And Sunni just happened to be in town. No, she didn't, Carlos. When did Destiny become their girl? Because Kimmi said, now you done messed with that girl. What happened?
Now, Destiny has always been close with Tisha and Kimmi ever since the Galentine, right around that time. When Destiny and Melody kind of started falling out, Tisha and Kimmi were closer to Destiny around that same time, honestly. I don't know if one had anything to do with the other, but I remember all that time together. Because especially Tisha, remember Tisha and Stormy and all them was doing their little lives and TikToks in the parking lots and all that. So I didn't realize Kimmi would come out and say, you know, that's our girl. But I always knew she was close with Tish, especially when Destiny wasn't close with Melody. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Tisha seemed very upset.
She was.
That she didn't know. And she called her trifling. What y'all think about that?
Twice.
Right?
She did. Yes, she did too. Yes, she did. Trifling twice. Yeah. I mean, I understood Tisha's frustration though. It's like, come on, you know, even though she said you could be trying to come at one of our husbands. You know, Sunni was like, well, I don't want y'all husband. Well, we're lucky for them then, because clearly you understand every single thing Tisha is trying to say. I get, you know, you're not used to being on this side of the camera, but Carlos wanted you there, and here you go, I guess.
I think it's classic when a woman says, anybody really, you can't control who you love. I always say that's a lie, and the truth ain't in you, because you may not control who you fall in love with, but you absolutely control who you stay with. That's a whole lot. You know how many people have loved somebody that they had to leave because they weren't good to them or for them? Are you kidding me? That don't mean your feelings don't go away instantly. Your feelings are very much so real and there, but that person ain't good to you or for you, so you make a decision to leave. Who you pick as who you decide to stay with, and definitely who you decide to marry, I believe wholeheartedly is not only a political statement. I think it should be a business statement. It's a statement. And she decided to marry somebody that was somebody else's guy that she knew, and she nasty. And I don't care what nobody say. Her karma gonna be quick and swift.
So she said that they didn't start dating till a year after she stopped producing the show. Do we know why she stopped producing the show? No.
A lot of people don't stay on these shows long.
Oh, okay, because I want to know that something happened. So Sunny says that her and Destiny were not friends; they were associates. She said when they first kind of started talking, this is Sunny saying she prayed about it, and then she was like, "I cannot stop, talking to him because he could be my husband, and we could build generational wealth." That's not a good excuse to y'all.
That boy, they said he don't even have a job.
I'm just saying what she said.
I don't know.
She wanted to be with him after a while. It didn't matter what nobody else said or who he was dating. She knows she was wrong. That's why she's trying to, come out all public and hard with it, while at the same time saying, well, I tried to call her. What you trying to call so hard for if you didn't think anything was wrong with it? She was wrong. It is what it is. Moses can't speak. Now, when I heard him speak, I was like, okay, here we go. Here we go. We talking about a different situation. It shouldn't have anything to do with it. But something about the way he spoke, I knew that they were probably meant to be in that moment, because he was straight from the gutter. From the gutter.
Mm-hmm. He seen her and he loved her.
Yes. There you go. Love on.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we talking about
I just think I see. Wait, there was a 9-day lapse. No, we broke up on the 3rd, but on the 12th.
On the 12th,
I gave my number. It was a 9-day lapse. But all that is sad and tacky and all that. But what is it? What do y'all think about Carlos bringing it to the public? I mean, to me, if you are a creator, this is your kingdom reign. This is the open room. I don't want the public knowing that my producer is back here sleeping with y'all men. It seemed to me like that was too easy to come out to the public. And she still has a job.
What are we talking about right now, y'all?
Come on.
But you can't just be coming in all confused and confuzzled.
Be quiet and wait it out.
Yeah.
I was out. Okay, so you gotta wait.
Oh, baby, look, I'm like Nene Leaks. Okay.
I was about to tell you, but I got scared because Joy and Callie got on you, so I'm gonna move on. But I feel like with Carlos, he thinks this is cute. He thinks that it's cute that one of his producers is now dating one of his talents.
Yeah.
Was there ever a conversation? Did you sit this girl down and say, "Come on, this is crossing the line a little bit"? Was HR ever even thought of? I mean, there's something so wrong about this, and for her to now be in front of the camera, to me, I just think it's tough.
For him to bring her out to his podcast, little what do you call live show with Melody. He didn't even let Melody know that this girl was coming, because Melody don't like her either, because she done took somebody's husband. She done got her husband taken. Like, you ain't gonna like this lady.
That's what I was saying. Like, she wasn't even, she tone deaf. Like, them people in their audience did not like Destiny. But that, what they don't like more than Destiny? Women like her. That think it's okay to swerve in and pick up on other people's on other people's men. That's like gross. It's a lot of men out here. And look, Moses, he nice looking. They've been doing stuff together, by the way. Are they in St. Louis? Because they were on 100.3 to be. That's a St. Louis station, or do y'all have St. Louis
station? I don't know.
I know it's a St. Louis station. It's 100.3 to be.
Okay.
They're doing like workout stuff together.
Stop it.
Yeah. It's called The Fit with Nitty Gritty.
Girl. So are they going to be on the show a lot, or just popping in?
I'm sure it was just a pop in.
But no, because if you looked at the trailer, Destiny
Oh,
meets.
that's right. He's coming up again. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
But isn't that
Um,
like most disrespectful thing ever for them to have her on the show? Like just for
it is.
storyline?
But Carlos brought her on the show. Nobody, none of them women, or even the men, because they already like we already got a bad rap. We don't need this on our show. Carlos thought this was okay.
Yeah.
And Carlos even questioned why
That's what I mean.
what's his name? Carlos even questioned why the Moses wasn't at the reunion. We never expected him to be at the reunion. We had just kind of started hearing about him. But then Carlos called him out. Carlos is shady.
But it's
All
like
of
with
Well,
it.
my husband is so irritated by him. Like he, he don't watch the show, but he do watch the show.
Right.
He's like, ooh, he was like, this man. He was like, wow. He says the most in your face stuff. Like that's just not cool. Like,
And it bothers me
and
because he will talk so bad about other people's shows, but if you talk about his show, honey,
Yo, sorry, man. Yo,
he be
sorry.
so mad. He be because when he did that thing about Sweet Tea,
I only had two
D, can you go on mute? When he did that thing about Sweet Tea, he tried to get people to stop. You remember he said she was infertile and she wanted Card's life.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
messaging people asking them to remove that after he had said it.
Because he knew he was
yeah,
wrong.
like that's just mean. Like every thought in your head should not be communicated. It's just not cool. Like he says, he sometimes you listen to him and you in an interview or a reunion, you think, boy, he really asked the most grittiest questions, like that nobody else would ask.
And
And
nobody's
to
safe.
him, that's cute. To him,
Not
that's
even his favorites are safe. Like Mel and Martell, which I feel like are his favorites on the show. They're not safe. He even says things to them that I'm like,
I don't know if
okay.
Martell is favorite because he had that man's all his texts out there. He pissed at Martell. I wouldn't be
Yep.
What
surprised
now?
if I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last season.
What do you mean? He had all the who texts. Explain. I missed it.
When they had the podcast, he had you remember when Martell had kind of went on that rant about this is the kind of stuff that I was talking about, the real life that
Dealing with real
shows up
life.
on the show.
I got
Like
you.
in
Yeah.
real time, we saw here we go. In real time, I remember when he texted, he was pissed off. Apparent, I don't know what his apparent reasons was. I kind of read between the lines. I don't know how accurate they are because if it seemed like to me he was ranting because Coleslaw wasn't on the show. He was saying that ain't my real life. You want to show my real life? I want to show. Basically, it was just like there's an element, or he didn't say an element. He said it's a lot of acting.
Yeah, he said he said we acting, we're not real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that
Carlos
does
wasn't happy
bring
about
the
that.
question though. Will Martell be able to stay on the show?
I don't believe that. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last season.
Same here.
Really?
I wouldn't be, because for one, that's a goal of Melanie's. They've been she here's another real-time conversation that I was talking about.
Here we go.
Melanie, I don't know if you know, after this podcast, something very real happened. So apparently, I don't know if they didn't know or they got word or found out that Martell was on the show. They wanted Martell fired. That's what
Who did?
a whole bunch of millimeters. They didn't watch the first episode. The thing was they were not going to watch the show. They were protesting the show.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah. So but people were saying it was only a 10,000 people drop. So it was a whole group of millimeters. There's
Oh, it's not that
video
many of them if it's
online.
only 10,000.
A whole bunch of them weren't supposed to watch the show. So the first episode, they were trying to see what the ratings were, and allegedly it was down 10,000 more than it premiered last season. But yeah, that's what. So something very real happened. They turned against Carlos King, and a lot of it had to do with something that happens here. They didn't want Martell on there, and allegedly it has something to do with I don't know what I can't remember if this came before or after, but a whole bunch of that's when around the same time that he had all those bloggers removed
Oh, that's
their
why they were mad at
content.
him.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it was some things
Remember
that was
this
happening
now.
before because they feel like
Okay.
Carlos King should be protecting Melanie and not have him on the show.
Well, I think, I don't know if it's a protecting Melody, yes, because Melody is the one going through this, but take Melody out of it. The situation at hand, domestic violence in any form, that person should be protected, no matter who that person is. Period. Why wouldn't we want to protect somebody, especially knowing now that they've been convicted of that? Why wouldn't we want to protect somebody? We don't know what's really happening or what's going to happen. They've taken it to the courts. They've brought the cops in on it. He's been proven guilty. Why wouldn't we want to protect that
We're
person?
talking about one text message, but
That's not just one text
Joy,
message.
you cannot.
If it was just one text message, she wouldn't
I
have been
have no
convicted.
desire to continue to litigate this. None. So I'm
It's not a litigation. I just hope that nobody does this to anybody in your family.
Yeah.
I
That's
hope they
all I'm gonna
don't
say.
either.
Because
But
it's not just
I
one
hope they
text
don't
message.
either.
You cannot
Okay.
minimize this. You
Thank
as a
you. I'm
woman,
glad you're
please
saying
don't
that, 'cause
minimize
she won't
it.
listen to
That
me.
just okay. I'm moving on. Let's move on.
Well, yeah,
Let's just
I
move on,
agree.
'cause I can't.
Thank you for saying it, because she won't listen to me. So maybe she will listen to you, knowing that she doesn't want to litigate it. We shouldn't have to. The fact is, Melody Holt or any other
He says,
or
I don't want
somebody,
to litigate, but let me litigate. God.
Joy,
No, she said you said you
not-
didn't want to litigate. She didn't say she did.
and 'cause I will every chance I get, if that was the, if that was the plan. Hold on, can y'all still hear me? Because I got
I
blocked out.
can. We can hear you.
So yeah, Joy, we can do the whole litigation thing. It doesn't matter. I don't even know what I was saying because you interrupted. So I guess I'm done.
Praise God. Go on.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Joy,
I don't know. I
that is
just
so
I just
pathetic.
want people to quit saying it's just one text, because it's not.
Yeah.
If it was just one text, he wouldn't have got convicted, because I can
And so,
send you
yes.
just one text and I won't get
Yeah.
convicted.
I
for
mean,
sending
if
you
I
that.
send you the wrong one text,
Joy, stop.
you
No, it's not a
That makes me
judgment.
stop.
It's the wrong
That don't
text.
make no sense.
Okay,
That's not
I'm
a
not
judgment.
arguing
It
that, but
makes
it's
me
still
think of
you can
next
just
week's
send one
preview.
text, and that
It
one
makes me
text
think
be
of
illegal.
next week's preview when they're talking about Nell
We
and
still talking about
and Melody
this.
is saying, yes, we
Woo.
are, because I'm still talking about it, Joy. We're not. It's not a litigation. I'm about to bring up
Now
a
that
whole
you do
nother
it by
scene
yourself.
from next week when Nell is talking about it, and she says, well, how would you have felt, or how should I have felt if the kids were to look up and see this video that he threatened to put out there, had he gone through with it and I not put charges on him? What do you guys think about that? I mean, for you saying the one text, what if out of that one text went that one video, and that one video was now out there to people that should have never, ever, ever seen it because it's nobody's business? What about that, Joy?
Did you just do her song title?
I did. I'm just saying. But what about that, Joy?
I need to read
If
the song.
it woulda, coulda, shoulda, it didn't happen. So
Thank God, because she filed
I have
charges.
no desire to continue to
Because
litigate.
she filed charges. It's not
You're
a litigation, Joy. It's what
You're
happened.
right.
in
I'm
this
sorry.
show.
You know what? I just
And
thought
you
about
are
it, Callie.
supposed to be
You're
such a
right.
great communicator.
You're right.
So if you
I'm
are a
so
great
sorry.
communicator,
You're
Joy,
so right,
you can't
Callie.
suddenly no.
Please
I'm not
accept
right
my
about
humble
anything.
apology.
So you don't know what I'm right about. We're talking.
D, where are you?
This is just ridiculous. It really is. You want to talk about what such a good communicator you are. I don't want to litigate. I don't want to do this and that. But yeah, you want to cut it off when you're.
We're not going to agree. No,
Joy, we don't have to agree. But
I don't want to. But I don't want to continue to argue with you.
Can we get through the
I said you right, Callie.
Hello.
You're right.
Joy, you are not the end all be all of the
You're right.
You are not the only one on here talking.
Look,
and
I'm
you
trying,
will
girl.
never
I need to
out-talk
gavel.
me. Ever.
Okay.
Make
Moving
no
on.
sense.
So, okay, guess what
Litigate
happened?
that.
So, guess what had happened? So, Keke comes into the studio where Mel is performing, right? And, you know, the little dance looked cute and all that. So, I think that was a cute little dance. And then, oh, Lord, my heart is racing. Keke said that she didn't just complain about Mel. She complained about a lot of things, and the blogger picked Mel. She said that now she feels frustrated and ashamed by what she did. No, is that a good enough apology to forgive her, or what do y'all think?
I definitely feel like she could have forgave over the years on the show, so she has absolutely no trying to
Who
hold a
did
grudge.
that? Am I doing
And
this?
it,
Why is this up here? Keep talking, D. I don't know how to do
but yeah, no, that's all I have to say. Like Millie has no room to be judging anybody. I know I like to call her the black Brooke Logan, always
There we
complaining,
go.
woe is me, oh my God, as if her shit don't stink. She could have forgave that girl.
You think she could have forgave her? What do you think?
She could
I
have
Anybody
think
else?
forgive.
she did. I think
She could
she did
forgive
forgive
Marshall over
her.
and
She
over
wished
and
her
over
the
again.
best. She forgave her. She said, but we just can't move forward in our relationship. Isn't that what she said?
I mean, she
Oh
did
Lord,
forgive.
Joy,
That's not.
Joy. Well, I hope Joy never to defend a woman against men. Talk about a pick. Oh, now don't will. Okay, so moving on.
Your mama a
Um,
big Misha.
I don't know what that means. Is it a pick me?
That shit, they're trying to say that I'm a pick Misha.
A pick
Those
me,
are
pick
pick
me,
me,
pick
a
me.
pick
I
me
know
type
I'm
girl.
good.
First of all, lady, I'm already picked. So I ain't looking. Let me be clear. I've been picked for 27 years. I'm good.
Oh my God.
Anybody won't want Martell or nobody else. Let's be crystal clear. I just try to see things from both ends of a train of thought.
Okay,
Uh,
that's not true, Joy.
That's not true, Joy. You do not
Okay.
circle ends ever. But it's fine because one of
I
us.
definitely.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
If you
People who
all are
watch this,
if you all are saying one end and I give another, I'm literally giving it. I don't want to sit on here all day long and all we doing is basically being millimeters. I don't want to listen to that.
Millimeters.
well, I
Yeah.
don't want to put millimeters in there, so we're gonna quit just talking about them because
But
I
I'm
don't
just
want them to
saying,
talk about us. I
you're
just
just
feel okay.
pro
So let me
this
say it a
end.
different way. Let me say it a different way. So on this show, it's three or four of us, depending on when we can come on, and you're going to agree with one of us. So, because one of us may have the same opinion as you. Now you're not going to agree with all of us, and I think that's what makes us great is that we all don't have the same opinions. So I think that's a better way of saying it than trying to blame it on any fans or anything. But anyway, okay. Do y'all think she should have forgave her? Callie, you said that you think she did, but continue what you were saying.
I think she did forgive her in a sense that, look, I believe in God.
Callie, you went out. Callie, I think she heard me. You went out.
It affected my trust. I can't safely, and because of that, I can't safely move on with you. I wish you the best. I want nothing but the best for you. But with that type of lie or whatever you want to title it, that's not something I can move forward with. I wish you all the best.
So Dondi says Keke definitely needs a timeout. Keke is going to have to earn back Bell. I think she's going to have to earn back everybody's trust because it's not just leaking of Melody. She complained about a lot of people. Now they did focus on Melody, but she did complain about a lot of them and leaked a lot of information about the entire cast, except Stormy. She said Stormy had her back, but everybody else she didn't say nice things about. So she needs to earn everybody's trust because they need to know that they can do things on this show without these things happening. So I don't think there was anything Keke could have said to make things right. I think I agree with Callie that she did forgive her. But you can forgive and not forget. And people have to understand just because I forgive you does not mean that I'm going to continue to allow you in my life. Now I'm not going to hold a grudge. If I see you, I'm going to speak. If you at the table and we break bread, I'm not going to walk away. But that does not mean that I'm going to allow you in the space in my life that you used to take. And right. I think that's what happened in this situation. But I don't. But like Joy said, she did say thank you for your. And was it nice of them to fire her on TV? Like, what y'all think about that? Is that Carlos being messy again? Or?
Well, I think they kind of let that scene do what it was going to do on its own, and they just didn't interfere with it, and it just turned out that her services were no longer needed. I hated to see it end like that because it made her look so tiny. But sometimes we put ourselves in situations that we'd rather not be in.
So Mood Maker, are you saying that Keke did get a contract or not? What are you saying? Keke gave away the whole show. They have contracts. Oh, I see what you're saying. She said they do have a contract not to leak some things. I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. I had a blind moment. And she did. She broke the contract. So, I mean, I think she probably knew she was going to get fired, and that's why she tried to make it seem like it was her mom and not her, because she probably felt like, if it's my mom, and I just told somebody that I love, and then my mom, but how her mama know the bloggers too? What? I have a question. What is up with these mothers? Why are they so? I don't feel like Miss Marlene or Miss Vanessa are like some of these other mothers, but why are these mothers like this on these shows?
I don't know. I really don't know. They think they're right. You can't even say they want extra attention or anything, because if you think about it, Mama Joyce was being Mama Joyce. She wasn't trying to get extra attention. Some of these mothers are just over the top for no reason. Now, Mama Wanda, make you wonder what her reasons were, but it's just who they are.
Miss Betty, she's the same way.
Ooh,
I'm being nice. So I used to call her Betty Kruger, but I'm trying to be nice.
Betty was doing a lot. Betty was doing a whole lot.
I don't think Kiki's mom has ever been on the show. Do we know who her mama is?
Yeah, they showed her. She was on the show. Well, they talked about her on the show. We've seen her. I don't remember if we saw her only on the show. I think we did, because they talked about her childhood and how Mama Wanda and Kiki's mom, they were always kind of in competition with the kids and everything.
Yeah.
I just don't remember if it was on the show or outside the show. Like Joy said, we get so much outside the show. That's very true. So I don't know where this one came from.
I don't know. So, this is another thing that Melody said. She said, I tried to warn you about talking to the bloggers and be careful. So I didn't know Keke had been warned. And then she also said she thought Keke was going to come on the show to tell her story, to talk about her book, to talk about her overcoming addiction. And she said none of this happened.
Yeah.
Is that Kiki's fault? Is that the producer's fault? Did she not give it to us? Like, what do y'all think?
Well, I think Marcel was not going to just let her come on and take no light away from nobody, right? So if there was anything negative to bring out, they were going to talk about anything negative, and they never got around to the positive. That's what I think. And that
I think she just never got around to it.
Yeah, that could be a little bit of her own doing mixed with whatever they were trying to say she did wrong. I don't know.
So after this was over, I said, so did Mel just drop Keke?
Yeah. Like a hot potato.
So Mel said, this is another thing I wanted to ask you about. She said, women, the more I grow and the higher I go, the smaller my circle will become. Mm-hmm. And I kind of agree with that. It'll either get bigger or it'll either get smaller. And if it gets bigger, you can be like MC Hammer and be in bankruptcy because you're taking care of everybody. Or it can get smaller and you just keep the people around you that you know you can trust. But I don't know. Hold on. If Keke was this particular blogger's first interview, he started and ended with Keke. She just hard-headed and talks too much. Okay, is that all we got? What we got? Let me see if I got anything else. Oh, I said, did Keke just get fired? Because in Melody's confession, she said, I don't know what she's going to do next, but I wish her well on her journey. And I don't have room for her anymore in my life. So that was like the firing, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's my last note. Did I miss anything?
No.
So do we have a preview for next week? Because I don't have that. I didn't write it down.
Yeah. Well,
do y'all remember? Yeah. Do you remember?
Remember what?
Now Keke can maybe apply to one of the other shows for former reality stars like Villains or Traitors or something like that. She could.
She really make a big enough impact to be on no show like that.
Sure, we tried.
You think about Traders and all of it. They
I
be
don't
looking.
think
They want
so. I
hitters.
don't.
They do want people that people know, but Joy,
They
you
want
have to just
hitters.
feed her Kool-Aid. Joy done
Yeah,
feed in the
they
lady
not
Kool-Aid.
trying to get no one season person. I mean, they might at season 10, but right now these shows are kind of hot.
When they
Traders is real
desperate
hot.
and
Traders
they
gonna have this season Kenya,
yes, Teresa.
Teresa,
And you sent that to us. I can't remember. It's a
somebody
lot of
else.
good
Like
people.
they got a nice looking cast
Yeah, it's
coming
gonna
in
be
on
good.
Traders right now is hot. It's like really, really good. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
watch Traders, but that's one heck of a show. If you start with
Ooh,
season 2,
Marriage
you
boot
gonna be
camp.
hooked.
yeah, Marriage Boot Camp will be good.
Now, Marriage Boot Camp might.
They might, because they may be desperate. Kiki said she's
Yeah,
hungry.
they might. I could see that because they
Yeah,
even had they had
Didn't they have
Ronnie
Fallon?
DeVoe and somebody. Phaedra was
Had
on there,
Fallon.
Ronnie DeVoe and them, because they were just only there for 1 year, but Ronnie has his own. He's a legend in a
Oh,
way.
did y'all hear that one of the girls, I think her last name is Edie, that's going to be on the new cast of Housewives of Atlanta, is kin to Fallon?
Yeah, supposed to be her cousin. She pretty too.
But child.
Yeah,
What
I
do y'all
heard that
think? Okay.
they were really. That's first of all. Let me say this: the Housewives new cast is a really good looking set of women.
Mhm.
I didn't
Hopefully
get
they're
that.
just women. I'm gonna keep saying this that because Portia said they all own businesses. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like it when they just come in and they just want to be famous. When you trying to promote something, you're too strategic. And while I know, the millennial or more Gen Z thought is you got to make that money. You got to make your money work for you. I feel you. You're right. I'm not saying you should be stupid. You do have to seize the opportunity, but it seemed like you need to get your feet wet first before you become strategic. It's just not. If the shows feel different, in my opinion, when people come on with an agenda. When you just want to be famous, you just coming in. You just want to have fun. And I think too many of these shows are strategic now, so they don't feel authentic like
Hey,
a real
dog. Sorry,
reality.
my dog.
Everybody is super
Uh,
produced.
So here they
Oh,
are.
that's
It
the new
is
cast. That's a good looking bunch of women.
Portia, Drew, Shamia, which I was shocked because I thought she didn't want to show her marriage. Angela,
Is she a
Brent,
peach or a friend?
she's got a peach. Yeah, she's a peach. Brittany,
Oh,
Edie,
okay.
and Kelly Farrell, and then Cynthia. So they're saying is the only friend right now.
I feel like they bought Cynthia back only for Kenya because Portia had too many friends. I'm not saying that they're beefing or anything. They may get
Right.
along just fine. I'm just saying we know they tend to beef. I would not be surprised if their friendship is short lived. And until it seems if that's what it feels like. I don't know if it's based off reality, but that's what it feels like because Cynthia has no place on this show.
So as much as I feel like Kenya and Portia may get along, I do feel like if it's not going to be Kenya, because I feel like Kenya and Portia could be the duo that we want, and the other girls are going to do it. But if the other girls do not bring up Simon, I guarantee Kenya will. I'm just going to let you know. Somebody going to have to bring him up, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have to. So if it ain't going to be one of them, it's going to be Kenya or Cynthia.
Even if all she can say is I can't talk about it, somebody gonna bring it up.
They got to. So I don't know. I can hear you. I feel like D is trying to say something, but I can't understand nothing you're saying. Is there anything else?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Did you find out what's gonna happen next week on
No, I was going to ask about one of the new girls you just showed, Britt Ely.
Okay, yeah. That's the girl that's kin to Fallon.
I wanted to say, guys, that I don't know who any of those other ladies are.
Okay.
Shut up, my nigga.
Okay, mute yourself, D. Okay, say something, Callie.
Is she the one that went off on on Jennifer Williams over Rick Ross. Do y'all remember that big fight between
Oh, I
Jennifer
don't
Williams
know. We
and
got to look her
yes?
up.
hmm
Let me
So
look her
Chad,
up.
we got to look up the
What's her
history
name?
on that. Ely,
Brittany.
Britt Ely or Edie, her versus Jennifer Williams on Basketball Wives over Rick Ross, child. hmm
I'm about to
Mm.
see.
And
So
so
she
when I,
already seen it?
yeah. So when
Oh,
I saw them, I thought,
yeah,
oh,
her
I
name
didn't
is
know any.
Brittany. Her name is Brittany
hmm
Edie.
Now, type in versus Jennifer Williams. See what comes up.
Okay. Child, this is awful. Okay,
Because first I
Williams.
thought, well, I didn't
Okay,
know
I
any
just wanted to
drama on
say
them.
I don't know who none of those ladies are, and you know what? I feel like that's gonna be a good thing.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like it's gonna be a
it's
good
like a
thing
new
without them
show.
being super
Let me take their
popular or
picture off.
super famous. It can give us maybe that realistic feel that we've kind of been missing for the past couple of years. Back to the show. I would love to see Kenya and Portia with
I
them
hope so
being
too. I hope
friends
they gonna
now,
I hope
and I
they're
hope it
friends.
lasts because
Me
I
too.
really don't want.
D just left and we didn't do it. Oh, he back. But I hear birds. Who got birds? They sound cute. Okay,
Yeah,
then
but
you just
I don't want to see them fight anymore. I feel like that ship has sailed.
Mhm.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
I
I
want
hope
some
they
new
become the new freaking frack
beef.
or whatever. Robin and Giselle, whoever you
Did
like
you
that.
wait? Did you guys see the casting for Beverly Hills?
I
Yes, why
did.
you have the picture? It's a yes. Oh, I don't know those women either.
I was
Eva LaRue, but it's a pretty black lady. I can't think of her name, but yeah. Anyway, okay, are we done? So,
Mhm.
I won't be on next week. I'm gonna be out of the town, and I have people here, so you can't rob me like you did with what's her name, Wendy. But so I'm not. People gonna be at my house, but I'm gonna miss y'all.
Send pictures
I
because
will.
I haven't been there yet.
Okay, I'll send y'all some pictures of the Canada flag or something. And I'll try. Well, I would
hmm
say I'll bring y'all some back, but I don't know when I'm going to
What
see
do you
y'all.
guys think about the black lady that's gonna be on Beverly Hills now with Garcelle?
One
We
season.
don't know who she is. Who is she?
You don't know who
I
Bazuma
think,
is?
I think she's beautiful. No, am I supposed to?
I mean, yeah, she's like one of the top corporate girls in like America.
What does she do corporate? What does she do?
She's been like head of like Apple, Uber Eats, like
Well,
all
why
of
would I
that.
know that?
So
I
why
don't
would she
need,
be
only
a
people I know
housewife?
is Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. And Bezos and who else? I don't
Why
know
would she
nobody
want
else.
to be a housewife if she's coming from all them good positions? That's my only question.
Hey Angela, we not
Look at
celebrating.
Jennifer Tilly. She's signing on, and she don't need the
She's an
show.
actress.
But she's a friend though. I don't think she's. You
Yeah,
think she's
she
gonna
is a
be full time?
friend, but she's also an actress. So it's not like she's leaving the top of Apple to come be a housewife.
I don't know. And Eva LaRue, they got that. But do you think Beverly Hills has
No,
too many
Eva
actresses?
LaRue is not gonna be on there. She said she was just at the event. She was never signing on.
No.
And I'm
Okay.
actually sad about that because I loved her
I
on
like
All My
her.
Children.
Do you
Mm-mm.
think they have too many actresses, or is it just because they're in LA? I mean, what else can you have in Beverly Hills but actresses, right? All right. Well, I'm gonna end the live and we can talk later. Oh, I didn't put our QR code up, y'all. Know I forget. I'm supposed to do it at the beginning. Make sure y'all do this at the beginning. Please follow us because Callie does most of the posting. And I think as D started, I have not done anything and I was supposed to, and I feel really bad. But I will, I promise, when I get back. To all of our socials, Joy posts on our podcast. And you can listen to our podcast anywhere. And then anywhere you listen to podcasts, but we have all the socials that you can think of. So follow us. This QR code will take you everywhere to learn about Chatter Up. Okay. Anything else, people?
Mm-mm.
All right. Y'all want to peace them out?
Peace.
See, they'll be on next week. I think D and have y'all already done New Jersey?
Hi.
Have y'all already done New
We,
Jersey?
Yeah, we
yeah,
did New
Okay.
Jersey.
we did Jersey yesterday. I just
Okay.
uploaded it though.
So you got in? Good. So next week
Yeah,
they'll do New Jersey and Huntsville. So y'all make sure y'all
yeah.
follow us and find out when we go live again. Okay.